I'm a 50-year-old man doing what a 50-year-old man should.
Well, let's get started.
I'm a 50-year-old man doing what a 50-year-old man should.
Well, let's get started.
Let's suck a big butt dick, because I know you want to hear it.
Hey, what's up? Welcome. Suck 'em if you got 'em. Who wouldn't want to do that? Oh, the Fabianos. Roger. I see you. Welcome. On a busy week we have here. It is, there was a guy in radio back in the day. Well, you all know who he is, I hope. The legendary Danny Bonaduce from the Partridge Family. What's up, Matthew? That Danny Bonaduce would do, it was before, like, you could, be easily in another, just get online and you could be on a radio station. Bonaduce would do a morning show in Detroit and then snort tons of coke and fly to Chicago and do an afternoon show in Chicago. He'd do 2 shows each day. I think he actually has had a reasonable amount of success doing radio. And I don't think he's well right now. I think there's like a health issue going on with that guy. Danny Bonaduce, holy shit. Well, that comes up because I did the old Bonaduce circuit yesterday because I did this podcast. And it was incredible, as it always is. And then, very humble. And then I finished that one up, and then I did the Patreon podcast. And then I had to do some boring arts and crafts shit behind the scenes. And then I had to wash my body. And then while washing my body, I realized, oh, my God, I have to wash the NFK's body. He had said to me, actually, earlier in the day, he goes, hey, Eric, can you give me a shower? And I'm like, oh, I have neglected that, which goes against everything I've ever worked for. So I said, oh, of course, Kevy. I'm so sorry. I might have let that lapse. I did. So, here I am. I got to leave for the radio station. I got to be at 96.1 The Game to do the show with Bill. And then I'm like, oh, shit, I got to go, but I got to wash the NFK's asshole. So quickly got out of the shower. Hey, Kevy, shower time. And got him in there. Took care of business. And then it's like, all right, I'm out the door. Text Bill. Running late. Traffic. Get there, no problem. Everything worked out beautifully. Went across the street to Jimmy John's. He bought me lunch. But, my point is, after doing 3 hours of podcasting and then 3 hours of radio, I was like, I could actually get used to this. Now, it could be flipped. I could do 3 hours of morning radio and then 3 hours of afternoon podcasting. But it might be a little bit more of a challenge if I ever had to do morning radio because morning radio is insanity. You have to get up at frickin' 3:30 in the morning. It's fucking horrible. But being on the radio was awesome. I love doing it. It was a lot of fun. And I'm doing it, God willing, today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right away, I'm in trouble. First of all, Matt Matthews says, Bill was so cautious with you in the studio, I was dying laughing. And then Florida Man 0814 says, was he pissed you recorded him? Well, I don't know because he doesn't know that I recorded him. So I couldn't help it. He was ranting and raving about me and very concerned about, you know what? I'm going to pull it up so you can hear it. He was having a meltdown. You see, Bill's a little bit wacky, and you know that's perfect for me. I'm kind of used to that, hanging around people like that. But he started flipping out, and so I went Facebook Live, and in this video you'll be able to see him like pacing around like a fool. Check it out.
Now listen, man, I'm going to tell you.
He had been ranting for some time.
Big time radio guy.
He had been going like nonstop, and I was like, "Well, I gotta do this." And so I like rolled the Facebook.
Guy. And I know we have a relationship, but this show begins and ends with me. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to need you to follow my lead, not get us thrown off the iHeart Floor 9. I'm going to need you to bring some expertise towards sports and not try and nuke my career every single effing moment. Now, I'm giving you a chance at 5 days. 5 days on my show. 5 days. 5 days on my show. And my concern is you're going to totally say something that ruins my career, and then you'll be back on your, $5.99 a month broadcast or whatever the hell you do with your audience. God, I'm a little nervous. So
No, it'll be fine. I think you're doing good.
Brett's the one that said watch out for him.
No, it'll be fine.
Brett used to work with you over at Free Beer. 5 days. We've done appearances. We popped in when you were on 107.3. So just. Tell me, please.
No, I won't let you down. It'll be good.
Don't let me down. I'm not really worried about letting me down. I'm worried.
I won't say anything.
I won't swear.
I won't say fucking shit.
You can't use the word moth. Just none of that. Okay.
No, it's good.
All right, good.
It's good. Okay, thanks.
All right, I'm gonna.
Later on, after the show, this is how it unfolded.
Eric.
Same thing, hidden camera.
When I agreed to this week of co-hosting, I had.
Look at his knees. What are up with his knees?
Deep down, I don't think you or your audience like me.
Uh-huh.
They play me.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do. But I will say some of the feedback I'm getting privately from friends looking at my text, they were very surprised by your knowledge of sports. And I don't apologize to anybody. I'm sorry for ripping you a new one before the show.
I don't apologize to anybody. I'm sorry.
But, man, I had to find a way to see if you could do it. And you shocked me, man.
See, he's feeling good now.
You got big talent, man.
Thanks. Hey,
I feel kind of bad, and
no, it's fine.
I was a little bit wound up. I didn't know what to expect from you. Superfly is, 300 miles away, and normally I don't overreact, and normally I don't ride people like that. But I'm not apologizing for my intensity. But you stepped up, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I
appreciate
it,
man.
It's cool. It's cool.
I'm looking at some of the bullshit though that your audience says about me. Like I say, I know I've told you before, man, but I guarantee a third of your audience is using Wi-Fi in an incarceration situation. I'm not lying.
Why do you say that? I don't get it.
Just either.
All right, some of you, most of you. Well, yeah, I would say a good percentage of you are like, this seems staged. Well, of course it's fucking staged. Several of you were like, I am so bothered that he was so mean to you. No, of course we worked that out. The whole thing was fucking a joke. And the idea was, let's see who's really going to get pissed at Bill over this. This is all his idea. And I had a feeling that even talking about it here, you guys would be all over it. And you are, to your credit. But there was a couple people that were like, what a piece of shit. Robert S. Not Robert S. Womack, but there's a dude, Robert S. Jr., who, oh my God, he was so pissed off at Bill over this. Joey Williamson seemed to bite. He thought it was funny, but I couldn't figure out if Joey knew that it was staged or not. Joey wrote to me, "You do realize showing that side of him is going to make people hate him more, LOL." And it's like, well, it's staged. I love you, but it was all his idea. Tyler has a great question, though. And he says, why am I not hearing that Joey text in the world-famous Joey Williamson voice? You're right. He actually wrote me several texts. Have you officially replaced Hughes on his own show? Another one. I about pissed my pants laughing so hard at those pre-show and post-show meeting videos early today. Don't you realize showing that side of him is going to make people hate him more, LOL? It was fucking sweet. It's remarkable. You go into that, I've said this before, you go into that damn radio station. Ken has a good point. Kent dropped the E out of you. He says, of course Joey couldn't tell if it was staged. He loves wrestling. He can't tell what's real and what's fake. Oh, shit. Kenny in Nashville did not fall for it. Aram says, all right, that's cool. Was wondering why he would be lecturing you when he let you do the show on your own a couple months ago. Oh, man. But, okay, so we get in there, and right away, though, honestly, very, very different. A lot less pressure, first of all, when you're being dealt into someone that's his show. Just all you have to do is snipe. And I don't know what I like more, driving the bus or sniping, because there was a couple of fantastic moments that I was able to snipe and just let it lay there. And I fucking love that shit. It's another feather in my cap. I'm reminded of how great I am at everything near a microphone. I cannot find anything about a microphone that I am not the best at. It's really nauseating how exceptional I am. It's hideous. Totally being an asshole, and I realize that. That's what I excel at, that, being an asshole. But I enjoyed the back and forth. The legendary Larry Figursky comes in there. Holy shit. It was fucking sweet. Tyler says, imagine if there was a drop machine there too. Yeah, but I'd probably want a third party dropping in the drops. When you're focused on the engagement, you can't. It's just tough. I remember I sat here in this room alone, and I got it. It's up in the top shelf of my closet, a drop machine. And I'm like, oh, this show, this podcast is going to be booming incredibly to new heights because I've got a fucking drop machine. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. There is no way I can operate this thing and then do a show at the same time and try to maintain thoughts. So I packed it up and put it up on the shelf. I love this. This is a great comment. PSN Bleach says, how about staying employed behind a mic? That is a great, great comment. That is wonderful. How about stay employed behind a mic? 6 words. Devastating in scope. Funny. On point. Excellent. Some guy in all the Facebook things that have been going on, and by the way, welcome into the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. When I was, all the things that went down over the weekend, and the backstory of the demise of the Zaniacs, all that shit, and prior to that, the Friday show, in which the screaming and yelling and the dramatics, well, there's been a lot of talk about, on those comments, and one person in particular, I can't quite find it right now, was like, the end of the day, Eric can dish it out, but cannot take it. And there is no fucking way that is true. I absolutely can take it. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? Give me an example. And he makes up some scenario. And I'm like, well, no, I don't, that does, I'm going to need more specifics. I'm sure. And besides, I'm sure there are examples. But the fact that, what about stay employed behind a mic, drops on this show. And I love that joke. Not to go backwards, but I gave full credit to the fact that they made the old Zaniacs United page Deniacs United. As much as I can't stand that guy and fuck all those assholes, that's fucking funny. That is excellent. And I thought, because like I said, people were like, oh no, this is terrible. Look what they did. I said, that is not terrible. That is funny. I loved that. Very, very funny. Back to the radio. Doing that show, give and take, you talk for 10, 15 minutes, and then you take a break. I'm telling you, all of what we've been able to do here for extended time talking and maybe taking a pee break has made that absolutely effortless. It's like we're stopping. We're just getting started. We got a phone call early, and there's no one to screen the phone call. And I go, just pick it up. And he's like, wait a minute. And I go, yeah, just pick the damn thing up and put it on there. And he's freaking out. I go, what are you worried about? We got a 20-second delay. When I was at BBL, we used to do phone call roulette. And you just, if someone dials, just put them right, and they're on the air. Welcome, phone call roulette. What do you have to say? And it was, like Tyler says, yeah, he heard it. And he says, you could tell it was uncomfortable. He was not. And I go, oh, just put it on. Just, what are you doing? And he actually pulled away from the microphone and was looking at the delay and making sure that the time was built up, because in case the shit hit the fan, he can hit the button. And if some guy comes on there and says, hey, suck my dick or something like that, or says something really horrible.
Suck a big black dick, because I know you want to.
You could just dump it. So then he finally gets up the nerve. He takes the call. And the guy is some dude from Kalamazoo. It was good. It was nice. So this is what you need to do, okay? When we go live at 3, you need to call. And then I will encourage him to pick it up. No, I take that back. Don't. Because if you suck, it's going to be my fault. So I shouldn't even have said that. But now, cat's out of the bag. You're going to do it now. But, I mean, like, if you're calling and you don't have an answer to the Mick Ultra huge question of the day, if you're not on point, that's going to be terrible. But you know what you should do? If you called and just threw accolades on Bill, perhaps, or, you know, talking about the Florida Man 0814, I don't know if that's a good idea to go down that road. I don't think that was bigoted. Florida Man 0814 says, can we talk about Andrea making a bigoted statement? I don't think that is a bigoted statement. I consider that a compliment. I do not agree with that. Andrea is not a bigot, okay? And frankly, I felt very aroused by that. And if there was one in front of my face, I would have put my mouth on it and jiggled the balls. Maureen says, I think it was racist. Disagree. She says, what difference does it make what color the dick is? Well, if the dick is black, it's gigantic, all right? Don't lie to yourselves. What? Yes, in a topsy-turvy world, I am defending Andrea. That when she said this.
You suck a big black dick because I know you want to hear it.
That is not a racist statement. It is proven by fact. Cole, with a horrible comment, says she just likes doing that and wanted you to experience that. You know, you got to be careful. I'm trying to keep this above board. Josh says the black dicks have been bathed in rubbing alcohol so they don't get burnt. All right? So I want you guys to back off. We're trying to heal old wounds here. So suggesting something, I agree with Kenny. Can we just not talk shit about anyone that rallied support around Eric since 2016? That'd be great. Kenny, I'm with you. We are on the same page. Where was I? Okay, you guys got to quit saying excellent jokes because they're making me laugh. Kent, drop the E out of you, says, I had a black dick after my vasectomy. I'm so sorry to hear that. That sounds terrible. Jesus. All right. So we had huge success getting the show done today or yesterday. More, hopefully, today. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you are not in West Michigan, well, if you're in West Michigan, you can listen on 96.1. If you are not, you download the iHeart app. Hell, you can do this in West Michigan, too. And just search 96.1, the game. And then it'll show up, and you listen. Bill is all about guests. I am not. I am about the show between him and I. That's what I want. But he's all about, oh, no, we got to get a guest in here. I'm like, okay, sounds good. I can do guests. I'm all about it. Again, I am the Swiss Army knife of microphone work. We got to get an insider and a big-name guest. That's what we got to have. Big-name guest and an insider. Back-to-back, insider, big-name guest. Huge opinion. Statewide web address. welcome in. Thank you. And it's funny you said that. I forgot which one of you said it, about me making him nervous. I actually wrote that in my comments here about this show, because I actually do write what I'm talking about today, and I wrote, I make Bill nervous. Aside from the silly gag we did on Facebook, which was all staged, obviously. But not everybody believed that, Joey. I believed it. He was, like, there's a couple moments where he said something, and he was, like, just crawling out of his skin, afraid that it would take a dirty turn. Again, this was the guy who back in the day on BBL, he would call me up and say, hey, I just want to give you some advice, and you're going to take it. No more sexy talk. What? What are you talking about? I'm getting a vibe that there's some sexy talk going on the radio. No more sexy talk. The suggestion, can you please do huge voice on his show at some point? I had thought about the idea of if he asks a big name guest a question, he could ask the question, and then I could ask the question, another question in huge voice. So it would be huge, and then pseudo fake huge asking a question to the big name guest. But the problem is he has to, like, okay it. You know, it's his show. He has to come up with the idea. Or I can, like, bring it up, and then he can somehow change a very, very minor detail and say, I got this great idea. Okay, sounds good. Just another example of how unbelievably versatile I am. So thanks a bunch for being here. I've got lurkers. I've got lurkers. I've got lurkers. Welcome, lurkers. You are welcome. Don't step out of line or you won't be lurking, 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 lurking. You're welcome to lurk. Don't mind that. As we try to rebuild the audience from the devastation of this past weekend. The nuclear attack decimated the world. Oh, my God. What are we going to do? Wycon Rob says, Slomus Brown voice. I cannot, hey, Bill, I can't do it because, first of all, he's the best. Lomas is fantastic. I got a chance to talk to Lomas when I did the show on my own, and I can't do that anymore because I love that guy. And you see, that's the problem. You remember that old thing? It's funny because we don't know them. Once you meet someone like a Lomas, and you spend time talking to him, it's tough to want to, do that insulting thing. So I'm, at least for now, I'm banning the Lomas voice. Fuck that. Lomas is great. Will Tiemann, what about now? Hello, Bill. This is Will Tiemann. It's time to have a frank discussion with Franklin Insurance. Will Tiemann is a great one. It might have to make, but you see, I can't do that appearance on there because Bill talks to Tiemann, and he got it. And if I bust out Will Tiemann, that Bill's going to be. It could only be a short little burst. Hello, it's Will Tiemann, just something like that, and then, but nothing really incendiary. If I go down that road, Bill doesn't like burning bridges. I do. As you know. That's right, Dan. When Eric covered for Huge, I wanted to mock Lomas, but couldn't do it after his interview. LOL. Hello. This is Will Teeman, voice of the Spartans. Doing Will Teeman makes me cough. Voice of the Spartans and spokesperson for Franklin Insurance. He got it. Okay, today, 3 p.m. Remember that. Thank you to the folks that are watching the show on Twitch, Facebook, and wait a minute. Hold on. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But for the folks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I am now going to say goodbye to you. Okay? I only give you like the first half hour of me talking shit. And the rest, you got to go and sign up and follow me on Twitch. That's where I'm stationed there. Like, with no interruptions. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Okay, you go there, hit the follow button. That way you'll know when I'm live. And there you go. Then you're in business. While that is playing, ads will drop in throughout the show, and it's incredibly annoying, and it wrecks the flow. But that's how it's kept free. If you don't want to see those ads, you can sign up with your Amazon Prime account. You got to do it, though, manually each month, and I think you have to do it from a desktop or a laptop. But it's free. Or if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can throw $5 at it, and you can get the same feature. But that is totally up to you. I don't really push it that much. I just like to give the information because some people might be like, hey, how the fuck do I get this minus the fucking ads, the video ads? Now, this is all people who just like to watch the shit while I'm talking live, which is cool. I appreciate that. Beats listening to the radio in the morning. Anyway, so that's what's up. And so now I got to say goodbye to you. And as always, I like to mention that I have a Patreon. I do a second podcast every day. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. I signed 4 people last night alone. It's really, I feel so much better because I was worried when the great Zaniac Exodus took place that it would kind of like dry up. But that was a foolish thing to think because it's fucking roaring now. So thank you so much to Matt, Franco, Brandon, and Chad, and another Matt for signing up. I appreciate that. So sign up on Patreon if you want to check out the show on Patreon. And Corey says, idiot, you can use your Amazon Prime on the Twitch app. So I got that wrong. Sorry. And then, of course, wherever you download shows, you can get this free podcast wherever you download shows and listen to it whenever you want on demand. All right, that's enough.